Hello, welcome to Woodshed Reviews, where we look at films old and new, good and bad. On today's show, it's...
No retreat! No surrender!
You've seen this before?
I thought I had, but no, it wasn't ringing any bells.
I saw this when I was growing up. There was 3 films, but they had nothing to do with each other.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so No Retreat, No Surrender. Early film for director Corey Yuen.
Yeah.
He had done Yes Madam, which was pretty awesome.
Yep, that was really good.
So obviously he must have come over to the States to do this. Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, obviously in the lead role, as you can see. He's got top billing, and he's obviously the hero. And he'll be in the entire film.
Yeah, that was surprising, I suppose. I think it seemed to have been billed as a Jean-Claude Van Damme film, but it kind of falters in that respect, I would say.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts watching it again?
It's definitely one you enjoy when you're a young teenager.
Yeah, I would say watching it the first time, this is a quintessential movie for me, which is like 4 beers and 3 mates. And I had no beers and no mates. So, yeah, my enjoyment of this was kind of limited, I suppose.
We're cringing all the way through it.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue is on point, consistently cringy. It never lets up.
Stay out of the way, punk. She's mine. I didn't see a ring, did I? Are you thick? Her brother's my sensei. She's spoken for. By me.
I don't know, that's kind of a bit of a success, I think, you know, to have such cringy dialogue going again and again and again and again in every scene, every character.
And actors to complement it.
There's a lot of acting with hands.
Meaning? I must decline your offer.
I think the dad character in particular was like, hey, we got to stop fighting, and it's all this sort of like, acting. I don't know if that's a technique or something like that.
Yeah.
Overused.
Sure. I mean, it was obviously quite a low budget film.
Yes.
I heard somewhere it was 400,000. Obviously, they'd watched Karate Kid beforehand.
They had seen Karate Kid, yeah, and they thought, how can we do that but nowhere near as good?
And maybe they watched Rocky IV as well.
It certainly borrows from the Rocky IV playbook of montage.
And the Russian villain.
Of course, yeah, okay. Who was it? It was Dolph Lundgren, wasn't it?
I must break you.
Yeah, I think that would probably be it. Like, it's a Karate Kid, Rocky IV kind of mashup, yeah. I mean, not as good as either film at the end of the day.
Yeah, all these things are true. It's definitely towards the end when Van Damme reappears, you feel his impact.
That's when it goes up a gear, and that sequences are really good and everything.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the characters involved in it and the story leading up to it is kind of all over the place.
You moving in? No, we just came for the weekend. We travel light. That's good. I was afraid the property values were going down. Whew, I'll tell my dad not to worry.
It is a bit of a kind of Karate Kid thing where a young kid, he's a Bruce Lee fan, he's following the ways of Bruce Lee.
Big boy Scott seems to suss this as soon as he arrives at his new house.
Hey, dude, remind me next time not to let out my services so fast, all right? Bruce Lee, freak. Just what Kingswood needs. Why me?
Yeah, he's a bully in the street who keeps turning up and is beefing with RJ and Jason, our main character.
For what reason?
We never explained why. He says, I think there's a throwaway line where he says,
Why do you hate that kid so much? I've got my reasons.
Yeah, we never find out.
Nope.
Yeah, he's kind of like a quintessential kind of chubby kid. He's eating cake all the time, but also he's into martial arts.
He seems to be able to influence a lot of people by buying them fast food.
All right, dig in. Hitler hurts is on me.
With his income from washing windows.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing out here messing around? You're supposed to be washing these windows.
He has to leave Los Angeles for Seattle.
Yeah, because his father had to shut down his dojo because of this Russian crime syndicate that want to use the dojo as a money laundering
front. Yeah.
Yeah, all other businesses are taken up.
Yeah, it's...
They're targeting dojos.
Yeah, not just this one, but they want all the dojos.
So Dad can't put up a fight, he can't call the cops or the FBI.
We'll get them, we'll make them pay. No, Jesse. It's over.
Fighting them is not the answer.
What is the answer?
Yeah, we have to go out of here, yeah.
So they moved to Seattle from LA, and his dad's just given up. He said, fighting's wrong, stop fighting.
Yeah, stop fighting. Fighting's wrong.
Fighting is wrong. It's just going to get you in more trouble.
On paper, that sounds kind of like there's something there, you know, but it's just the way it's kind of executed. It's all very kind of ham-fisted. Really.
Yeah, it needs a lot more detail.
Yeah.
Maybe if these bad guys, threatened them a bit more or had something on them.
Yeah, it very much just they're written by a 12-year-old. These are the bad guys, and that's kind of it. And they're not even in the film that much, really. They kind of pop up here and there, but not a lot. Not enough to have that kind of menace and threat.
Yeah.
Feels like there's bits of the film missing.
Yeah, because he turns up at a party.
Yeah.
Jason! I'm so glad you came.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Happy birthday.
And he knows her from before or something.
Yeah, there's obviously a scene missing.
There's something missing.
Yeah, because he gives her a present of a little bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
So there's obviously some amusing scene at a pet store that was cut out.
Oh, he's so cute. How did you know?
You made such a fuss over it at the pet store the other day, I just had to get it.
Yeah, they referred to that, and it needed that because, like, all of a sudden, this new kid in this new town is suddenly like, you know, there's a girl there and he knows her and they're friends and she's in love with him and all this kind of stuff.
I have seen a deleted scene which confuses things even more, actually.
Right. Okay.
It's basically a montage of them going out together and stuff like that, but no indication where they met.
It's like they wanted to have that romantic interest in the film, but they just couldn't kind of figure a way to get it in there.
Yeah, something's missing, cut out, because they refer to events that you don't see.
And it is a bit odd, you're kind of playing keep up with that kind of stuff. But not as odd as what kind of happens about halfway through the film, a good 45 minutes into the film.
Sensei Lee, I've got no place else to go. No one but you.
Where with absolutely no sort of like lead up to it and no indication that things might get a bit supernatural, the ghost of Bruce Lee appears at his lowest, our main character's kind of lowest moment, apparently, although it's not that dramatic, I don't think.
No, he's getting bullied a lot. Everyone's got it in for him for some reason.
Yeah. Even his dad.
And his dad doesn't want anything to do with him, really.
There's no more to say. Now just get out of the way. Don't do that! No!
So his dad refuses to train him, but the ghost of Bruce Lee is there.
Yeah, Ghost of Bruce Lee appears for a 20-minute segment or something like that, where they're training in a disused house.
Sensei Lee?
Lee Dago, you call me. Shall we begin?
He's a sort of Mr. Miyagi character, giving him kind of unconventional sort of training techniques and stuff, and they'll have montage, come back to the house, another montage, keeps flipping about like this and stuff. And then when he completes what I guess is the film's crane kick, he's got one foot in a sort of sling. When he does that, the ghost of Bruce Lee just immediately walks out of frame and is gone and never turns up again.
That's all he needed to know.
But there's no explanation for this. Even Jason himself doesn't seem to be that perturbed by Bruce
Has it
Lee.
not happened to you before?
Not yet. No, I keep hoping. But again, I was never bored by it. You know.
Yeah, it's got kind of an endearing quality about it.
It's got a heart, and you can see they're making it with a lot of heart.
His he works in a bar.
Apparently.
First time we see him in the bar is like 2/3 the way through the film.
Yeah, no explanation for it again, but yeah.
And people have it in for him, obviously.
What took you, boy? I'm sorry I took so long, but this I hear used to teach karate.
Gets into a ruckus with a customer.
Yeah.
4 of them turn up later to beat him up.
Yeah.
And his son arrives.
To save the day, yeah.
And that was quite a nice sequence. His dad kind of realises, yeah, he's in the wrong. He should have let him fight.
Yeah, go and get them, son. On paper, it seems like it's all right, but it's very flaky with the build-up and stuff, and introducing ideas and themes and scenes and stuff like that, like the bar scene and stuff like that. The dad's kind of acting like an 8-year-old, you know, rather than a grown adult.
And RJ's always upbeat.
RJ, can't really get a handle on what he's there for. If you removed him from the film, I'm not really sure what it would change, really, at the end of the day. He's kind of like the comical sidekick to Jason, but it feels like he needs a moment where he kind of does something. Or I mean, he gets to break dance on the floor, which is a way to sort of try and get Jason and Kelly back together.
Nice homage to Michael Jackson.
Yes, well, yeah, obviously, clearly, has there been an influence there. Yeah, he just kind of feels surplus to requirements at the end of the day.
He's just a good friend that hangs about and doesn't do much.
No.
Jace. Hey, RJ.
Is it Scott, the big bully guy? There's no sort of resolution with that or anything like that, is there? He's there at the end of the film as well, but it doesn't really come to anything. So yeah, all these threads are left hanging. Yeah, so this is like the final section, which again kind of comes out of nowhere. It's sort of like this televised live event where they're fighting for the dojo.
So it's 3 against 3, but then the rules are changed last minute. The 3 bad guys are replaced with Van Damme.
For reasons.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Eastern Europe's most feared martial artist, Ivan Kraschinsky!
We should point out that Van Damme was only in the very opening scene in the dojo.
For about 2 minutes.
A very slight scene, stuff like that. So us watching it now, obviously we know the context of this is an early Jean-Claude Van Damme film, so we'll remember him when he comes back. But I would imagine that if you're watching this in 1986 or whatever like that, it's like, who's this guy? It's coming up at the end. I mean, it's not an issue now watching it as we're watching it. We know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is, but you know, in the world of the film, it is a problem.
And it's a great showcase for him.
I mean, this is where it goes up a gear. It's just a pity that, you know, we're not a bit more invested in it in terms of from character and story, you know,
Sure.
and stuff like that. So,
But I thought it was quite good fun when Jason realises it's up to him and he just sprints into the ring and
sure, yeah.
takes over.
And that individual scene, that's all fine stuff. It is just a little bit like, with this being a official televised sanctioned event and yet it's getting completely out of control, it just kind of felt like to me it maybe needed to be something more underground where like that kind of stuff can maybe fly under the radar a little bit.
That would have made more sense.
Yeah, but it's like this is official, cameras, televised, crowds and all that, and Van Damme is like pulling something to tie around the guy's neck and stuff like that, and like no one's stopping it.
So it ends on a high note, at least.
It needed a little addendum as well. It didn't have that kind of wrap up at the end with all the characters maybe together and maybe some sort of like, you know, moment and stuff. But yeah, sure, it's going for the Karate Kid ending, I guess.
Yeah.
I half expected Bruce Lee to appear in the crowd and Jason would see him and Bruce Lee would just, my work is done.
Yes, Miyagi moment.
Miyagi! We did it! We did it! All right!
I don't know why not, you know, because again, it needed that sort of Bruce Lee sort of tie-up, you know. It needed a lot. It needed a lot more than that, but
It's a fun watch.
never boring.
It's got a strange charm about it.
Sure.
I think Van Damme's first substantial role. You can tell why he went on to do bigger films.
No, it's got a good presence in it. Yeah, definitely.
Kurt McKinney as Jason, I thought was pretty decent. Very good martial artist.
I mean, a lot of the actors are just let down by the dialogue. It really kind of brings the film down, but at the same time, it is very funny, you know. So it keeps you entertained. I'll definitely give it that. So we'll give a rating to No Retreat, No Surrender.
Yeah, I mean, because of its charm, I need to give it 2.5.
Yeah, okay. I think, as I said, with the heart and soul of the film, maybe the sort of execution is lacking, but the heart and soul's there.
Yeah.
So it's a 2, but I'll bump it up. I'll be generous. I'll give it a 2.5. So that's our review of No Retreat, No Surrender. Do you agree with us? Maybe we'll do the sequels after this. Don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, good fun.
But that's it for this show. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Later.